everybody, and welcome back to a very short special edition of Cast Album Chat with Tyler. I just had a recent experience over the weekend, had a couple of things come in the mail, and on this channel I like to talk about the collecting side of things and the listening side of things, so just a little bit of advice. I did get, and I should have brought it over here before I did the video, I'll keep talking, a kind of Swedish EP of La Cage aux Folles from the 80s from Malmö. And there are two editions. So this is what the front cover always looks like. That cover on the edition that I was sent looks like this. And actually there is another edition that has art from La Cage aux Folles, from the actual production in Malmö, and I think it's 1983, or no, I'm sorry, 83, 84, somewhere around there. So they sent me the wrong one. So in this case, it was a small business. I don't really want to cause that many problems, but I did contact them to let them know. But just in the future, for everybody's safety, for yours and for the small business, ask them ahead of time. If it's not a super rush, like if you're afraid somebody's going to snatch it up, send them a message and ask them exactly what edition they might have. If there are some alternate editions out there, just, to cause everybody less trouble. So I'm glad that I have this one, but I'm still going to be looking for the other cover. It's the exact same edition. I think the disc itself is exactly the same, but I'd like to frame the La Cage record cover. So that's one thing. Second thing I had come in, I was kind of putting it off. I found out that it was released quite recently, is the Paris cast of Mamma Mia on vinyl. They just had a revival. I don't know how long it lasted. I think it started at the end of 2023, lasted into 2024. It was always going to be a short run. So I don't think there was any plan of ever recording the show in this new production. But of course they did, trying to figure out what year it was, 2011, I think was the original Paris production. And of course I had the CD, I've had it for a very long time, but I really like having the decorative side of vinyl. So, long story short, ordered this from Amazon France. Another bit of advice for you for collectors. It did come, and very quickly. The price itself was not that expensive. I think the shipping might have been slightly more. And then if you add a couple of dollars on there, you'll get it in a few days to the United States at least. If you're in Europe or in the rest of the world, Europe obviously it will take less time. If you're in Australia, Japan, somewhere else, then it might take a little bit longer. But I think it literally took about 3 days for this to come in the mail. Anyway, so that's a little advice if you're ordering from Amazon France. However, sadly, and I did want to show this to you before I send it back. This is sad. This is the vinyl. It's beautiful. It looks exactly like the CD, except for it has everything split up into acts, even though here in Act 1 it has the entr'acte. Not really a fan of that, but it is what it is. It's not a gatefold. It's actually just one sleeve, and it has the two records, and there's actually nothing else in there. There's no booklet or anything, so that's what that looks like. But I wanted to show this to you all before I sent it back because, unfortunately, I didn't spend that much money on it. I think it'll be a good investment for the future. It'll look great on the wall, but it was ripped up here at the top, and I think if you're ordering from some company like Amazon, return it. It did not come in perfect condition. I didn't know till this came out of the plastic. But yeah, that's damaged. And so I had to send this back to them this morning, which is why I kind of wanted to do this video right now. Just got back from the gym. I'm sweaty. I look awful, but needed to do this video before I get going to send this thing back by UPS. The only thing about Amazon, which is different than, Amazon France is different than some other Amazons, is they will pay kind of partial return shipping. Like I said, I think the shipping was actually slightly more expensive than the actual disc itself, which didn't come out to a lot of money. So I think it's a good investment. If you are looking for this, snatch it up now. And now that I'm saying that, I want to do this video to show you what it looks like, just in case it goes out of print by the time I can get my new copy. But yeah, if it's with Amazon America, they send you a slip, that you can put in the package. Or, you just go to the UPS store, scan something on your phone, put it in there, they send it back. With France, it's a little bit more complicated, and I have had this issue with Japan before. Japan ended up being a really interesting thing where they just told me to keep the damaged CDs, which is cool. Now I have two Blue Cast Japanese, Les Mis, and what was the other one? Promises, Takeruzuka. There you go. But in this case, they really want me to send this one back, but they're only going to refund me €7 of the shipping. So I'm going to find out and see exactly how much this is going to cost to send. And then maybe I'll do a little update to tack on to this to let you know how much I spent on sending it back. Because in this case, I think I'm going to be eating a little bit of money on the return shipping just to get an exchange on something that was, it probably not their fault, but they did send me something that was damaged, and I'm not going to accept that, so I'm going to send it back. Don't want to be a Karen, trying to be as nice as possibly can, but I think it's not a very good return policy. If if you're doing business by mail, and especially your Amazon, just pay for the whole return. But they're not. So I'll give you an update on what's happening with this. But yeah, this is the Paris cast recording from 2011 of Mamma Mia on double vinyl, just in one little sheet. You can see it there. It's got 2 little slicks in there. So update coming soon. Thank you so much. See you soon. All right, so here is your update, because I know you were just dying to know what happened with the Paris cast recording of Mamma Mia on vinyl. Of course, you're not all that interested in it, but I thought I'd give you an update to help people out in the future about what to do when you have a return to specifically Amazon France. I did speak with someone in customer service online. And like I said, I don't want to be a Karen about this. I think that most people that work in customer service work very hard, but do not get paid enough to hear somebody bitch at them about a rip at the top of a vinyl cover on the Paris cast recording of Mamma Mia. So I got a little bit of information, and they said that they would refund over $7. I would just have to pay for the shipping, and then they would reimburse me. So at the beginning, I didn't think this was so bad. It is doing a little bit of Amazon's work for them, to be honest, but I thought I just want to wash my hands of this, be done, send it off, and my other one I think will be sent in a couple of days. They recommended UPS because they do ship internationally. They said UPS or DHL. My DHL is very far away from where I live. So I decided to go to UPS, and you will never guess the amount of money they wanted to charge me to send one LP to Slovakia. So the address, the form that they sent me to put on the front of the cover was to some warehouse in Slovakia for Amazonska. So that kind of made me worry a little bit, but it did come directly from Amazon France. I got it in my email. It was on the website, so I didn't question it. Whenever I spoke to the wonderful employee at UPS, she said that it would cost me $360 to send this over to Slovakia. 360 doll hairs. I could not believe it. So I just thanked her, went on my merry way, came home, found out that I could actually speak to someone by chat. You have to do a lot of clicking and say, oui, no, I still need help. And I don't speak French. I listen to a lot of show tunes in French, but I do not speak French. It's not one of the languages that I speak at all, actually. So I was going through the translator. I spoke with, I think, about 5 different people. And what happens is that if you're not active for 2 minutes, they will just say, bye. And then they'll close the window. That happened to me about 4 times, I think. And then every time they kept on asking me, like, what is your issue today? And then I would have to put it through the translator, and then I would have to write my thing in English and then translate it back to French and then send it over and apologize for not speaking French. They of course, there's no like record or anything of like, we've spoken with this person before. I was just really frustrated by this point. I didn't want to spend that much money. And then they told me that I could send it by USPS. So I went there, and it was still $40 to send it, and that was with no tracking. And that made me a little bit nervous. So I decided to come home, talk to somebody else. Once again, I spoke to about 3 or 4 more people. They were not extremely helpful, but I was persistent. And I did actually speak to someone, and they said, actually, yeah, that does sound expensive. And I was just trying to drive the point home that this was going to be much more expensive for them if I sent it back. And, in the condition, I still got it right here. It didn't go anywhere. And just in the condition it's in, with this little flap, they can't resell it. And you know, I was more than happy to send pictures. So they gave me an email address that I could send pictures to. I just needed to put my name, the date, and I think order number or something. And it should be fixed. So in about 3 days, they'll have a verdict. You know, nobody else has been waiting for the big verdict this week, and I am now waiting on a different verdict for this Paris cast recording of Mamma Mia. Stupid, 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 I know. I just kind of wanted to jokingly name this a special edition as if this were some kind of emergency. It is not, but I do want to help anyone out that I can. If you order something from Amazon France, I don't know how you could assure that you're going to get it in the best shape. It definitely got here fast. The price was right. It is still available on the website, so if you're a fan of Mamma Mia, definitely check it out. Order it and just keep your fingers crossed that it's not damaged when it arrives. If it is, just make sure that you chat with someone through the chat option, the little window, little pop-up, and ask them if there is an option to send any pictures. And of course, it's not just for this vinyl, just for anything that you order from them, unless it's from a third party, in which case you're on your own on that one. I can't help there. But learn from my mistakes. Let me help you. So yeah, that's the kind of the conclusion of the story. So I still have this. I don't know if they're going to ask me to send it back at some point. I feel bad that I still have it because, you know, I mean, it's a, you know, like I said, it wasn't very expensive, but usually here in the United States, vinyls are quite expensive. So I don't want to, you know, fool anyone out of their copy of Mamma Mia. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this one. Yeah, so that's it. Paris cast, Mamma Mia on vinyl. I've got another one coming, so I'll probably do a little update on that on one of my next videos. I do have another video coming up of some cast recordings that I am hoping will be recorded pretty soon. That just means shows that have been recently announced or that are currently running that could quite possibly have a cast recording. So stay tuned for that one. But thanks for joining me on my little journey with Amazon France. Don't think I've got anything else to say, so please comment below, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.